Have you ever sensed that the world around you is more than a mere collection of random events? What if I told you that beneath the surface of your daily existence lies a hidden order, a masterfully woven tapestry of possibilities waiting to be unraveled? This isn't just a fleeting thought, it's a concept explored by mystics, philosophers, and cutting-edge scientists alike. They suggest that what we perceive as reality might just be a sophisticated illusion, one that you have the power to outsmart and reshape. Today, we'll delve into the secrets of this extraordinary perspective and uncover the tools you need to transform your experience of reality itself. Are you ready to see beyond the veil? The grand illusion. The idea that reality is a kind of simulation isn't new. Ancient cultures and spiritual traditions have talked about it in different ways. Hinduism, for example, describes the world as Maya, a grand illusion that distracts us from the underlying truth of existence. More recently, some scientists and futurists have speculated that our universe could actually be a computer simulation, with everything we experience being a part of this programmed reality. Whether viewed spiritually or scientifically, the concept remains the same. Reality is flexible, and if you understand how it works, you can bend it to your will. So, how do you outsmart this reality? It starts with understanding that you are not merely a passive participant in this simulation. You are a creator, and the simulation responds to your thoughts, beliefs, and actions. The key is to learn how to align yourself with this deeper truth and start creating from within. So, here's what you need to do. Awareness, the first step to outsmarting reality. The first thing you must do is become aware of the simulation. Awareness is the foundation of all change. You can't reshape a reality you aren't aware of. Most people live their lives in a state of autopilot, reacting to external circumstances and believing that things just happen to them. They go through the motions, unaware that their thoughts, emotions, and energy are actually shaping the world around them. But when you become conscious of this process, everything changes. You start to see how your inner world, your beliefs, thoughts, and emotions creates the outer world. This is where the real power lies, in recognizing that reality is not something that happens to you, but something that responds to you. Start noticing the situations you seem to attract again and again. If you're always stressed about money, relationships, or self-worth, take a step back and observe what beliefs might be fueling these experiences. What are you focusing on, and how are your emotions tied to these repeated patterns? Here's a powerful practice. For one day, simply observe your thoughts. Without judgment, notice the stream of dialogue in your mind. Are your thoughts negative or positive, fearful or confident? Just by observing, you'll begin to see how certain thoughts or beliefs shape your actions and emotions. Awareness begins the moment you detach from identifying with those thoughts and start watching them as an outsider. When you feel anxious or fearful, ask yourself, what is this feeling trying to show me? What belief is underneath this emotion? For instance, if you feel nervous before a social situation, it could stem from a belief that you're not good enough. That awareness alone is powerful because it gives you a chance to challenge and change the underlying belief. Awareness, however, isn't enough on its own. Once you become aware of the beliefs and emotions shaping your reality, you must take deliberate action to change them. Conscious creation is the process of intentionally aligning your thoughts and emotions with what you desire. One way to start is by consciously choosing new thoughts. This doesn't mean blindly repeating affirmations that don't resonate with you, but rather beginning to shift your focus. For example, instead of thinking, "I'm always unlucky," try shifting that thought to, "I'm learning to create more opportunities in my life." Notice the subtle difference. The latter thought is empowering because it puts you in the driver's seat. Start small by choosing more empowering thoughts each day. Even small shifts in perspective can lead to bigger changes in how the simulation responds to you. As you align your thoughts with what you truly desire, you begin sending out signals that attract those experiences into your life. The next part involves understanding the rules of the game. If reality really is a simulation, then it is bound by rules and logic too. You just need to understand them to outsmart it. But this is clearly much harder in practice than in theory. If it wasn't, everyone would have mastered the simulation a long time ago. Here's our special strategy to achieve it. Understanding the rules of the simulation. Energy flows where attention goes. That's the most basic rule of the simulation. Whatever you focus on, whether it's positive or negative, expands in your life. Understand this, and half of the battle is won. If you're constantly focusing on lack, failure, or fear, the simulation will respond by giving you more of those experiences. This is why many spiritual teachers and mystics emphasize the importance of focusing on what you want to create rather than what you want to avoid. By shifting your focus, you begin to change the simulation's response, aligning your life with your true desires. This means that whatever you focus on tends to grow in your life, both consciously and unconsciously. This is why we often see patterns in our experiences. Those who dwell on scarcity tend to struggle financially, while those who focus on abundance seem to attract more opportunities and wealth. The simulation, or the reality you live in, is constantly reflecting back on what you're putting out energetically. Take a moment to consider, where is your attention most of the time? Is it on your fears, doubts, and worries? Or is it on your goals, dreams, and visions? Most people live on autopilot, allowing their minds to wander toward negativity without realizing that every thought is shaping their reality. When you constantly focus on stress or failure, the energy you generate becomes aligned with that reality, and the simulation mirrors it back to you, almost like an echo. The shift happens when you become intentional about what you focus on. For example, if you want more peace in your life, start by actively focusing on moments of calm, even in the middle of chaos. If you desire more success, focus on small victories, cultivating gratitude for the progress you've already made. By aligning your thoughts and emotions with what you want rather than what you fear, you send out a new frequency into the simulation, one that it can't help but respond to. It's not enough to think positively once and expect your reality to change. The true power lies in sustained attention. You'll have to catch yourself when your mind drifts into old patterns of worry or doubt and gently redirect it toward what you desire. You take control of your own simulation, rewriting the script with each thought and emotion. The simulation is like a mirror. What you put into, it reflects back to you. Your job is to decide what you want to see in that reflection. And by knowing this, you'll realize that you are the programmer of your reality. You are the programmer. The thoughts you think, the beliefs you hold, and the emotions you feel are like lines of code that shape the reality you experience. For example, if you've been holding on to a belief like, "I'm not good enough," or "I'll never be successful," that belief becomes the code that runs your life. The simulation will present you with experiences that confirm and reinforce that belief. But once you become aware of this pattern, you can rewrite the code by adopting a new belief, such as "I am worthy," or "success flows to me." It might sound simple, but this process is incredibly powerful. Choosing new beliefs can influence our perceptions and experiences, shaping our understanding of reality. This isn't about blind positivity or ignoring challenges. It's about consciously choosing how you want your life to unfold. Another essential rule of the simulation is this: emotion amplifies creation. While thoughts and beliefs lay the foundation, emotions are the fuel that brings your reality to life. Think of your emotions as the energy source that powers the simulation. When you feel something intensely, whether it's joy, fear, gratitude, or anxiety, the simulation reacts more quickly and vividly. For example, when you're genuinely excited and passionate about a goal, you often find opportunities falling into place. This isn't just coincidence, it's the simulation responding to the emotional intensity you're putting out. In the same way, if you're constantly consumed by fear or worry, you may notice more obstacles arising in your path. It's not that the universe is against you, it's that your emotions are amplifying the very situations you're trying to avoid. Mystics and spiritual teachers, including Rumi, have often discussed the importance of emotions in shaping our experiences. Rumi believed that emotions, especially love and passion, were the keys to unlocking divine reality. When you approach life with an open heart and channel positive emotions, you become a magnet for what you desire. The more emotionally charged your vision, the more the simulation will reflect that energy back to you, shaping your reality with the intensity you project. This is why emotional alignment is so crucial. When your emotions are in harmony with your desires, the simulation responds by bringing those desires closer to you. Practices like meditation, breathwork, and mindfulness can help you gain greater control over your emotional state, ensuring that you're always sending out the right signals to the simulation. Most importantly, emotions are the key principles to master the art of visualization. This is because simply picturing a goal in your mind isn't enough. You need to feel the emotions that would come with achieving that goal. This is what sets effective visualization apart. It's not just about seeing yourself crossing the finish line of a race. It's about feeling the rush of adrenaline, the joy, and the sense of accomplishment as you do. It's not just about seeing yourself in that dream job, but feeling the confidence, satisfaction, and excitement that would come with it. When you combine visualization with emotion, you create a powerful energetic signal that the simulation picks up on. Think of it as placing an order with the universe. The clearer and more emotionally charged your request, the stronger the pull toward that reality. To try this, visualize your heart as a mirror, reflecting the energy and emotional state you want to project into the world. If you desire love, abundance, or peace, see those emotions already existing within you, glowing from your heart's mirror. Picture your heart radiating these emotions outward, as if the reality you want is already your emotional truth. Athletes have long understood this principle. Olympic champions, for example, often visualize themselves performing at their peak before ever setting foot on the track or in the pool. They don't just picture themselves winning, they feel the thrill of victory, the power in their muscles, and the confidence in every step. This emotional charge aligns their inner world with the desired outcome, making it far more likely to manifest in reality. The ancient mystics also knew that visualization, when done with deep feeling, could unlock hidden potential. In traditions like Taoism or certain schools of yoga, practitioners use visualization to focus their inner energy, creating a bridge between mind and spirit. When they meditate, they don't just visualize light or divine energy entering their bodies, they feel its warmth, its vibration, and the peace it brings. In both ancient and modern examples, the principle is the same. What you focus on with feeling begins to materialize. When you visualize a goal with emotion, you align your energy with that desired reality. You start to move through the world differently, with more confidence, openness, and determination. This shift in your energy creates ripples in the simulation, drawing the circumstances and opportunities you need to bring that vision into reality. So the next time you visualize, don't just see it, feel it. Immerse yourself in the emotions of already having achieved your goal. Whether it's excitement, joy, relief, or gratitude, the stronger the emotion, the stronger the signal you're sending. And remember, the simulation responds to these signals, shaping your external world to match your internal vision. How Buddha outsmarted the simulation. The story of the Buddha offers a profound lesson in how to outsmart the simulation of reality. Siddhartha Gautama, who would become the Buddha, began his journey as a prince, shielded from the harsh realities of the world. He lived in luxury, surrounded by wealth and comfort. But when he stepped beyond the palace walls, he was confronted with the truth of suffering. Seeing old age, sickness and death for the first time, he realized that no matter how much he had, these painful realities were inescapable. This awareness ignited his spiritual quest. Remember how we mentioned that this was the first step to outsmart the simulation? Well, in Gautama's case, he sought to understand the deeper truth behind human existence, and more importantly, how to transcend suffering. He tried extreme practices, renouncing his wealth and subjecting himself to severe asceticism, but even in this he found no relief. It was only when he sat beneath the Bodhi tree in deep meditation that the true nature of reality revealed itself to him. The Buddha discovered that the world we experience, filled with suffering and attachment, is not the ultimate truth. It is an illusion, a construct of our own minds. This is what he referred to as Maya, the veil of illusion that distorts our perception that we mentioned in the beginning. Through awareness and meditation, he saw that suffering arises from attachment, from our clinging to things that are impermanent. Once he understood this, he freed himself from the cycle of suffering, achieving enlightenment or nirvana. The Buddha's story confirms to us that reality is not fixed. It is shaped by how we perceive it, and often we are trapped in illusions of our own making. The things we fear, the desires we chase, and the suffering we endure are often the result of misunderstanding the true nature of life. Buddha outsmarted the simulation by recognizing this. He saw that suffering was not something inherent to life, but something that could be transcended by changing the way he related to it. The beliefs we hold about ourselves, the fears we carry, and the stories we tell are not necessarily true. They are part of a mental simulation shaped by past experiences and societal conditioning. But, like the Buddha, we have the power to shift this perception. By shifting our perspective, we can unlock new levels of freedom and power. When we stop seeing obstacles as fixed and start viewing them as malleable, we change the rules of the game. And just like the Buddha, once we see the truth behind the illusion, we begin to live in alignment with a higher understanding. In doing so, we free ourselves from unnecessary suffering and start creating a life that reflects our true potential. You have the power. There's an old Buddhist teaching that says, we are shaped by our thoughts, we become what we think. This isn't just a poetic saying, it's a fundamental truth about how life works. Everything you see and everything you experience begins in the mind. The world outside is merely a reflection of what's happening inside. When you begin to understand this, everything changes. Ultimately, the secret to outsmarting the simulation is realizing that you already have the power. The reality you see is a response to your thoughts, beliefs, and actions. The world isn't happening to you, it's happening through you. Think about that for a moment. The simulation, this vast, complex experience we call reality, adjusts itself based on what you think and believe. When you start to consciously direct those thoughts and beliefs, you become the master of your reality, not its victim. It's like learning to play an instrument. At first you might fumble, hit the wrong notes and feel frustrated, but the more you practice, the more you start to control the sound that comes out. Eventually you create harmony, a symphony even where before there was only noise. The same goes for your life. You can turn chaos into order, doubt into certainty, simply by mastering your inner world. In the ancient text, the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna tells the warrior Arjuna that the mind is both his greatest friend and his worst enemy. If controlled, it is your greatest ally. If left unchecked, it becomes your downfall. This is where your power lies, right in your mind. A well-known parable from Hindu philosophy speaks of a lion cub raised among sheep. For years, the cub believed it was a sheep because that's what it had always been told. It ate grass, it feared predators, and it lived a life far below its potential. One day, an old lion came across the flock and saw the young lion. Confused, the older lion approached the cub, took it to a river and showed it its reflection. The cub was shocked to see its true self for the first time. At that moment, it realized it had never been a sheep at all. It had always been a lion. Like the lion cub, many of us are living as sheep in a world where we were meant to be lions. We've been conditioned to believe we are powerless and that life happens to us, not through us. But once you see your reflection, once you understand your true nature, you can never go back. You begin to step into your power. This shift doesn't happen overnight. It's a process of retraining your mind, of unlearning the limiting beliefs that have held you back for so long. But with each step, you reclaim more of your power. And as you do, the simulation begins to change. What once felt like a series of random events, uncontrollable and chaotic, begins to feel like something you're co-creating. When you master this, you no longer feel like a victim of circumstance. You become a conscious creator. The world around you isn't fixed, it's fluid, responding to your energy, your focus and your beliefs. As you practice, you'll notice subtle shifts. Perhaps a conversation goes better than you expected, or an opportunity arises out of nowhere. These are signs that you're beginning to align with your true power. In moments of doubt, remember the words of the Taoist sage Lao Tzu: "He who conquers others is strong. He who conquers himself is mighty." The real challenge isn't in changing the world around you, it's in changing yourself. Once you master your inner world, the outer world will follow. You already have the power. The question is, are you ready to use it? What belief will you challenge today? Share in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more insights. Remember, you have the power to reshape your reality. Let's keep exploring together.